Alright folks, thanks for coming. Hey, yeah, I want to do a bunch of real world applications of linear equations, okay? Linear equations has a bunch of, it's a lot of real world application. So I want to conclude this series with a bunch of examples, applied examples, okay? What we're gonna do, I was thinking about doing it all together, one variable and one variable equations and two variable equations, but I noticed that it's gonna be confusing. So I will do systematically. I will start with one variable, and then I will go into two variables. Okay. This may take me a while, because I found a lot of problems to solve. So it may take several parts. One variable linear equation may take me up to 3 parts. So I solve a bunch of problems in this video. I call it part 1. Then the next video I call it part 2. Then after that, part 3. When I'm satisfied, then I go into two variables linear equations. Okay, that one may even have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 to part 6 or something like that. I just want to solve a lot of real world applications of linear equations. What had happened, one of my American friends called me, said, man, well, the person been telling me to do work on GED math problems. I guess the person talked to a lot of friends that the person has, right? And the friends, reported back that they like my videos. My videos are very helpful. So that's why they keep urging me to do GED problems. You have to understand, GED problems are not different from what we've been covering. We'll cover the arithmetic. Go look at all the videos in arithmetic. And now we're covering Algebra 1. Algebra 1 is what they cover in high school. Some of it before high school, like middle school. GED test is about, it's the people that didn't finish high school. So what that thing does is, if you pass that GED exam, they give you a certificate that basically is as good as you finish high school. So what I did is I went and looked at a couple of books, what they call preparatory books on GED. By the way, before I continue, please subscribe to my channel, like and share this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave it under this video. I will get to them as soon as I can. Now listen. So I consulted a couple of books. The people that want me to do this, they even suggested some books. There are books made by Kaplan GED preparation, right? And then there's a book made by Princeton's Review. And there are also books written by McGraw-Hill Education. McGraw-Hill Education is a very popular publishing company, okay? So they wrote a bunch of books in GED too. So what I did is I looked around. What I gathered is, from McGraw-Hill Education book on what is called Mathematical Reasoning Workbook. I was able to get the 2021 Mathematical Reasoning Workbook. So this year's version. I looked at the content. Let me read you what they have in the content. They have about 13 chapters. These are areas they covered in what they call GED. Has a section called Mathematical Reasoning. Okay, these are the stuff they covered in the under Mathematical Reasoning section. Chapter 1 is whole numbers and integers. Chapter 2, exponents, rules, properties of numbers. Chapter 3, fractions and operations. Chapter 4, decimal numbers and operations. Chapter 5, ratios, rates, proportions. Chapter 6, percent, applications. Well, percent and applications. Chapter 7, statistics. Chapter 8, probability and counting. Chapter 9, geometry. Chapter 10, polynomial and rational expressions. Chapter 11, solving equations and inequalities. Chapter 12, graphing equations. Chapter 13, functions. As I'm reading through this, we have covered a bunch of them in all this stuff. We'll cover a bunch of them in under arithmetic, the first course I did. Alright, but there are things we haven't covered. We haven't covered statistics. We haven't covered anything in probability. Geometry, we haven't covered anything. And then something like, let me see, polynomial functions or polynomial expressions, rational expressions. We haven't covered, we haven't gotten into this deeply. And then the one called inequality, solving inequalities, we haven't covered that. We're going to get to all this. Of course, we're there with solving linear equations. That's what we've been dealing with. We have dealt with graphing equations using, remember we did that using slope-intercept form, using x-intercept and y-intercept, using, what is that, rise over run. We did all that. With the stuff we did here, you can draw almost anything, any graph. But when we're gonna deal with inequalities. When we get to inequalities, I will show you how to draw. If you have two inequalities, there can be a system of inequalities too. But I'll show you how to draw the graph. The graph will cross, and then depending on whether they are less than, you see, you see what the region that you're looking at. If they're greater than, then you see the region, different region that they are dealing with. So we'll get to that. So basically, there are a lot of things that we have covered, a lot of things we haven't covered. So what I would do, I'm going to keep going, finish Algebra 1, possibly get to Algebra 2. By then, I will be satisfied that I covered most of the stuff I've seen in GED book under mathematical reasoning. Then what I will do, I will create a section in my YouTube channel. I will call it GED Math. Okay? Or I will call it Mathematical Reasoning GED or something like that. I will call it, but it has to do with GED, whatever math they cover in GED. So I will get different books. We'll look at what they are talking about. We'll cover it. We'll solve a bunch of problems there. But I can't do that now. I have to wait till at least I finish Algebra 1 and start Algebra 2. I will have covered all this stuff. Something called statistics and probability. We'll have a course on that too. We'll get into that a little later. So I don't want to jump the gun. So what I would do, if I finish Algebra 1, start Algebra 2, I may also start statistics and probability, depending on what I found out in, looking through GED math programs. They probably do introductory stuff in statistics and probability, you see. So there are introductory stuff like median, mean, mode, average, stuff like that, and then how to do some probability problems, like, you have a bunch of stuff in a hat, you select one of them, what is the probability stuff like that. I can introduce that. You know what, maybe I introduce that in algebra, maybe this class on Algebra 2. I can introduce it a little bit, that way make enough introduction, that way people can also solve problems like that in GED, okay? So because I've seen some algebra books, Algebra 1 books, Algebra 2 books, they cover a little bit of statistics and probability. So now I know why they do that, because I was thinking, why are they doing this? These are not considered algebra. But I think, they want to cover all these. Students should know this before leaving high school. So that's why they set this kind of questions in GED. So I'm glad I talked to my American friends, because that means that I need to cover some of this, make sure I get every corner covered. So let's keep going. I will do a bunch of examples. Like I said, I will start with one variable. We got a lot of examples. Maybe part 1, part 2, part 3 for one variable. Then we get to 2 variable linear equations. And then that one will have also several parts. So let's get going. I will just give you some examples and then we'll go from there. Alright folks, here is our first example. To prepare this stuff just takes too long. So I don't really know how much I can, it might take me several days to complete this. Anyway, that's the first example. It says New York and Ohio are among the states with the most remaining drive-in movie screens. New York has 4 more screens than Ohio. There are 52 screens total in the 2 states. How many drive-in movie screens remain in each state? Okay. So your first clue is right there where it says New York has more screens than Ohio. Okay. And then the total remaining in both states are 52. So the best thing to do is we'll say, because you see that's comparison right there. It compares how many screens are in Ohio than with what is in New York. So we'll say let X represent, okay? Let X represent the number of screens, okay? The number of screens in Ohio. Okay, so that's why I said that thing gives it away. Alright, so once you do that, and then if that represents the number of screens in Ohio, then X plus 4 represent the number in New York. Okay, you can say then represents, okay, the number, the number, okay, number of screens in New York, okay. Alright, so once you got that set up, once you got that set up with this here, they give you total screens in both states, in the 2 states, okay. Once you get that, so you see, you always look for what is given and what is not given. So once they tell you the total is 52, then you say what is in Ohio is X, and then plus what is in New York is that, and both of them joined together will give you 52. See that? Basically that's the equation there. So you need to solve that equation. So you start by removing bracket X plus X plus 4 is equals to 52, okay? And then 2X plus 4 is equals to 52. You see that, right? And then we'll move for the other side. 2X is equals to 52 minus, well, 52 minus, no, not minus, sorry. We're not moving it, we divide by 2, sorry about that. We divide by 2, sorry about that. 52, just give me a minute. What did I just do? No. Let's back up. We'll back up a little bit. We'll back up. I'm going too fast. This is what is given. We're right there. So we say 2x is equals to 52 minus 4. Because we got to get rid of 4. And that will give us what? It will give us, we'll subtract that there, it will give us 48, okay? It will give us 48. 2x is equal to 48, and then we say x is equals to 48, divide both sides by 2. It will give you what? It's 24. You see that, right? X is 24. Once you get x is 24, that's the number of screens in Ohio. Then you use this here. Remember this here. You use this to determine the number in New York. So the number in New York is x plus 4, which is 24 plus 4. And that will give you 28. See? 28 is in New York. You see that, right? Okay. So you can check that. Remember, you can go back to the point. It says there were 4 more screens in New York than in Ohio, right? And there are 24. If there are 4 more, there are 4 more screens in New York than in Ohio. Sorry, that's what it says there. Okay, so if Ohio has 20, according to what we find here, 24, then New York will have 28, right? You see that, right? Okay, so I mean, there's nothing to check there, because if you add 24 and 52, I guess that's how you check it. If you add 24, because everything checks out, 24 plus 28, well, that's what we got. How many is there? It will be 40, it will actually be 52. So you see, it checks out, because we started with 52 here. So we'll move on to the next example. We're done with that one. See, that's a real world example right there. Okay, look at this one. This is example 2. It says that 2 of the most watched episodes in television were the final episode of MASH and Cheers, right? Then it said the total number of viewers for these 2 episodes were about 92 million. It's like the other one was solved. You see, the same thing, the same idea. You know, so you see the same idea over there represented again. Anyway, it says that the total number of viewers for the 2 episodes were 92 million, with 8 million more people watching MASH episode than Cheers. How many people watch each episode? You see the same thing. So you pick up on this. 8 million more watched MASH than Cheers, right? So because of that particular sentence, we'll say, we'll say, because of that particular sentence, we'll say, let X represent the number, okay? The number that watched. We're looking for how many people was. We're looking for viewers that watched Cheers, okay? Because of what it said there, see? Okay, how you write that? Cheers, okay? And then because of that, then Cheers, okay? Because of that, that's this X represents Cheers. Then we're gonna have X plus 8. We're talking in millions now. That's 8 million, but we'll leave it like that because it's easier. Then later on we'll represent it in there. We'll convert it. Okay, so 8 X plus 8 it represent the number. Okay, then you can say then then represents the number, okay, the number that watched MASH. I don't know why they spell it like that. Okay. You see that? So once you get this set up, you're always looking for a clue. See right here, 80 million more watched MASH than Cheers. See, that's your clue. Then you said X represent Cheers watchers, and then X plus 8 represent MASH watchers. Okay. So once you get that, and then what is the other information giving you? He says that the total number of viewers for these 2 episodes were 92 million. Again, it's like the other one was solved. So basically what it says is X plus 8. Okay, it's equals to 90. Now, that thing is a million. It's not good to add that 0, 0. We'll come back and add it, okay? We know it's a million. So that's the equation you're working with. Now you start from the left side. You remove the bracket, you get 2x plus 8 is equals to 92 million. You know, let's say 92, then we'll come back and convert it to million, okay? So we get that, and then we'll say 2x is equals to 92 minus 8, okay? And that will give you, what is that? It will give you 84, right? Yeah, it will give you 80. Is that 84? Yeah, it will give you 84. Okay, and then you get rid of 2, you know, with the x. You say x is equals to 84 over 2. That will give you what? It will give you 42. 2 divide 84, 2 divide 2, 2. So once you get the x representing the number of people that watch Cheers, then you plug it in that little equation there. You get the number that watched MASH. Okay. All right. So from there, you get x plus 8 will be equals to, see, you put that in there, you will get that is 42 plus 8. That will be equals to, what is that? It will be equal to 50. Okay. That's 50 million. But we'll come to that a little later. Okay. So there were 42 million people that watched Cheers, because these are a million. And then 50 million watched MASH. Now, so to check it, that's the only thing we can do. If you check it, let's see 42 plus 50. What does it combine to? It combines to, let me see, 92. So you check that. You see that it checked out 92 here, 92 here. See, that's the 92 giving us right there, 92 million. So these are in millions, man. Instead of adding 0, 0, 0, these are in millions. Okay. So you can say, you know, to make it known to whoever is grading, you know, 40. That's let me see, x is equals to 42 million. Okay, millions. And then x plus 8 is equals to 50 million. Okay, these are the number that watched MASH, right? MASH. Okay, and then the total, we know the total is and you know, total is 92 million. So we're done with this problem. We'll move on. Okay, here is the next problem. I hope you can see it. This is the next problem. It says, I'm going to read it to you. It says that during the 115th section of the U.S. Congress, U.S. Senate, during the 115th section, the U.S. Senate had a total of 98 Democrats. We've done something like this before. Total of 98 Democrats and Republicans. There were 6 fewer Democrats than Republicans. How many members of each party were there? Again, you take your cue. You know, the total is 98. 6 fewer Democrats than Republicans. You take your cue from there. So always take your cue from that. Then you say let X, right? Let X be Republican. The number of X be number of Republicans, okay? Yeah, you take your cue from there because you see that comparison there? Fewer Democrats than Republicans. If that is number of Republicans, right, then since there are fewer Democrats than Republicans, it has to be negative. We'll have to then this X minus 6 is the number of Democrats, okay? Number of Democrats. I hope you see that, right? So once you get this set up, you say the total there is 98. So we'll say X plus, it's just the same problem we did before. Just they just change it a little bit. It's 98. See that? That's all. Once you get that set up, everything is easy. We'll solve, man. Remove bracket, you have 2x minus 6 equals to 98. Okay. And then 2x is equals to 98 plus 6. What is that? That's 104. Okay, then remove 2. X equals to 104 over 2. What do you get? 104 over 2 is 52. Alright? So that means X is the number of Republicans. That means there are 52 Republicans. If there are 250 Republicans, then from there you get there are X minus 6 Democrats. Okay. Which is how many? 52. I'm sorry, 52. 52 minus 6, which will give you how many? It's 40. That will give you 40. Let me see. Hang on a minute. I'm not thinking straight. That will give you 46. Yeah, 46. Because if you subtract 6 from 50, you get 54 plus 2. I'm sorry, you get 40, I'm sorry, 44, then plus 2, you get 46. Okay, sorry about that. I'm blanking out. Okay, so there are 46 Democrats, okay? 46 Democrats. Okay, so since, remember the problem said there are 98, the best way we can check will say 46 Democrats plus 52 Republicans. How many is there? That's that's 98. So that checked out. So we'll move on to the next one. Okay, look at this problem here. This problem says during the, again it's the same thing about Democrats and Republicans. Okay. During the 115 section, the total number of Democrats and Republicans in the U.S. House, now they shift to House. In the U.S. House, it was 434. There were 46 more Republicans than Democrats. Always pick your clue from there. When they say more than this number, more than that, that's where you hang on to that. How many members of each party were there? See? 46 more Republicans than Democrats. So this time we're gonna say X represent let X be number of Democrats, okay? Democrats. Okay, so then if that's the case, we'll say X plus 46 represent the number of Republicans, okay? Republicans. I think we're supposed to capitalize. I don't know, man. Okay, see, that's what that is saying there, right? Okay, but they say the total was that. So that means x plus the same thing we did before. The same problem, man, just different wording. Is equals 434. Okay. This is, sorry, let me clean that, make that a little cleaner. This is 46 here. Okay. 46. Okay, so you remove brackets, you get 2x plus 46 is equals to 434. Okay. And then 2x is equals to 434 minus 46. If you do that, what do you get? You get 388. 388, okay? Alright. Yeah, you get 388. Then you then say x is equals to 388 divided by 2. And that will give you, let me see, 1, what is that, 94. Okay, so that means, remember what X stands for, Democrats. So there are 194 Democrats, okay? And then there are X plus 46 Republicans, okay? And that's the same thing as 194 plus 46. That's the same thing as 240. Okay. So once you get that, once you get that, man. So Republicans are. That's Republicans right here. Republicans are 240. Republicans 240, Democrats 194. So once you get there, they say the total is that. The best way we can check this is, does it check out 194 plus 240? Does it check out? I think so. 434, it checks out. So you're seeing that, right? That's how you check that. So we'll move on to the next one. Let's move on. Moving on. I gotta shrink this a little bit, it's too long. It's about Beyonce. Okay, so I gotta read that for you. He says that Beyonce and Guns N' Roses had 2 top grossing concert tours for 2016, right? And then together generating 300 million in ticket sales. Guns N' Roses took in 38 million less than Beyonce. How many did each tour generate? See, you're always looking for that comparison. Guns N' Roses took 38 million less than Beyonce. That's your key there. Less than Beyonce. So you have to start with Beyonce. You say let X be the amount of money. Let X be the amount of money being money, okay? Money generated by Beyonce. Okay, Beyonce's sale of tickets, okay? Beyonce's tickets. Okay? This is ticket sales, okay? And then because of the way they said Guns N' Roses took in 38 million less than. That X is a million, no? So we'll say X minus 38 million, okay? These are a million. This represent the amount. The amount of money generated by generated by Guns and Roses, Guns and Roses ticket set. Okay. All right. You see that? And once you get that set up, then what they say the total together they generated that. See, together they generated that. They generated that in ticket. So remember what we say. You gotta read carefully. Make sure you understand that. So that means X plus X minus 38 million. Okay, we're not doing million. We'll add a letter. It amounts to 300 million. That's all. So there's no need to add that 300 million. So we'll start off with remove bracket. We'll have 2x minus 38 is equals to 300. 2x is equals to 300 plus 38. Okay, so that would be 338. Okay, so x is what? 338 over 2. If you divide that, what do you get? You get, you get 169. 169, okay? Okay, so if Beyonce generates 169 million in tickets, right? That's what that figure stands for. Then Guns and Roses generated the X minus 38 generated, right, by Guns. Okay, this is the same thing as 169 minus 38. That will give you what? 169 minus 38. That will give you 131. Okay, yeah, it will give you 131. So then that means Beyonce generated okay, that's Beyonce right there, and that's Guns and Roses. So Beyonce generated 169 million. Okay, 169 million. Guns generated they generated 131 million. These are ticket sales. Okay, all right. So but they said the total was 300 million. So let's add those two as a check. To check, you add those two, what do they get? You get 131 plus, what is that, 169. Yeah, let me see, 2. Okay, this is a 0. Yeah, it adds to 300. All right, it adds to 300 million. So we did that, right? Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. What is the next one? Oh, there's nothing next there. I gotta put it together. Okay, so we'll keep moving on, man. Here is example number 6. It says the Toyota Camry and the Honda Civic were the top selling passenger cars in the United States in 2016. That's actually true. Yeah, that's actually true because I did a research on that. Okay, then it says Civic sales. Honda Civic sales were 22,000 less than Camry sales. You always pick up on that. When they start making that comparison, you pick up on that. Because that's what you're looking for. When they start saying less than, okay, you pick up on that. And 756,000 of the two cars were sold. The total sold. How many of each car were sold? You see? You always pick up on the comparisons. Civic sales were 22,000 less than. So we say let X be the number, okay? Number of Camry. Toyota Camry sold, okay? Okay, so that has to be because of what it's giving us. The giving says Honda Civic has 22,000 less than what Toyota sold. So we'll have to let Toyota represent the first variable, and then after that they will say then x minus 22. These things are in thousands though. Minus 22 is number of Civic sold. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, having said that, then the equation is right there, because the total is 756. We'll say x plus x minus 22 is equals to 756. Once we form this equation, right, we'll just solve. You remove the bracket, you have 2x is minus 22 is equals to 756, okay? And then you move 22 to the other side. 2x equals to 756 plus 22. And that will give you add that together. That will give you 778, okay? Yeah, 778, yes. And then get rid of 2, say x is equals to divide by 2, 778 over 2. Okay, 2 divide 7, you get 3. 2 divide 17, you divide 18, that's divide 16, sorry, that's 8. And then 1 remains, that's the 18, then yeah, and then it's 9. Okay, all right, so that means the number of Camry sold is 389. And then if that's the case, the Civic sold, the number of Civics sold will be x minus 22. That will give you 389 minus 22. That will be what? It will be 367. I'm sorry. It will be 367. Yeah. 367. Yeah. It will be 367. Honda Civic sold. Civic. Okay. So Camry sold is 389. Civic sold is 367. And then the question, but the both of them add to the total. The total given was 756. So a way of checking, you say, let me see, 389 plus 367. Do they add up? Do they add up? Yes, they do. They add up to 756. So, and another thing you can do, since Honda Civic sold 22 less than Toyota, right? You can play with that. Well, we already play with that, so there's no need to be dancing around. So the checking we did is okay. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, here is the next one. It says in the 2016-2017 NBA regular season, the Golden State Warriors won 7 more than 4 times as many games as they lost. You see, they comparing the team with itself, comparing lost and won. The Warriors played 82 games. How many wins and losses did the team have? So it's about comparing with losses and wins, right? So basically, what you do, read that carefully. they won 7 more than 4 times as many games as they lost. They won 7 more. So we need to start with what the game they lost. So let X be the number of games, right? Be number of games lost. Okay, lost by the team. Okay. Then he said there is 7 more than 4 times as many games as they lost. Okay. So that means 7 more than 4 times as many. That means 4 times as many lost is there. And then 7 more of that is like there. You see? So that's the game, the number of games won. Okay? Number of games they won. Okay, so once you get all that set up, we'll hear that the Warriors played 82 games, okay, in total for that season. So then that means X plus 4, X plus 7 is equals to, will give you 82 games, okay? So see, once you read that and set up the first initial equation, then you everything takes you to the same place, you see. So we remove the bracket, we have let me see, what is that? X plus 4x plus 7 is equals to 82. That's 5x plus 7 is equals to 82, and that's 5x is equals to 82 minus 7, which is 82 minus 7 is 75. And then that's x is equals to divide by 5. 75 over 5. 75 divide 5. What do you get there? You get 15. You get 15, okay? So then that means they lost 15 games, okay? Yeah, lost 15 games. That's what that means. They lost 15 games, okay? If they lost 15 games, then this is the number they won right there. Okay, they lost 15, so they won 4x plus 7 games. Alright, so that is let me see. That would be 4 times 15 plus 7. That's equals to, what is that? So if you put that in there, you get 60 plus 7. That would be 67, okay? So they won. That means they won 67 games, okay? That means they won 67 games, okay? So given all that, the way you check this, see if you checked out, is you say 60, what is that? 67 plus 15. How many? That's how many total, because they lost 15 and they won 67. That would be what? That would be let's see. Yeah, that would be 82, yeah? It will add up to 22, so it's checked. So we'll move on to the next one. See, these are real life situations you can use. Basically, you know, what we're using so far is a linear equation in one variable. I don't know if you noticed that we only have x so far. We're gonna get to x plus y. You know, I'm talking about 2 variables. Okay, let's read this carefully. This is what they gave us. This is what they gave us next. All right, it says in the 2017 regular baseball season, the Cleveland Indians won 18 fewer than twice as many games as they lost. Okay, they played 162 regular season games. How many wins and how many losses? You always keep your eye on that thing here. 18 fewer than twice as many games they lost. That's your key right there. Okay. So we'll say let X be the number of games, okay? Number of games lost by that team, okay? Then they said they won 18 fewer than twice as many games they lost. So if this is X, twice they lost, and then they won 18 fewer. 18 fewer is this represent the number of games won, okay? All right. So, and they said the total was, they played total of 162 games, right? So that means 2x minus 18. I'm sorry. It's x plus is equals to 162 games. You see that, right? That's what that means. So you remove bracket, you have x. If you remove bracket, you have x plus 2x minus 18 is equals to 162. You solve that, you get 3x minus 18 is equals to 162. Okay, you move 18 over to the other side. 3x is equals to 162 plus 18. Okay, that would be 0, 7, 8. That would be 1. Basically, that would be 180. Okay. Okay, remove divide by 3. You get x is equals to 180 over 3. And that will give you, I think it's, let me see, 3 divided 18 is not 9. I thought it was 2. It's 60. Okay? Alright, that's 60. So if you do that, that means that is a game lost. That's a number of games lost. Okay, it's x equals to 60. Number of games won. Games won is 2. You remember that what we did up there? Let me write it first before I plug in it's 2x minus 18. You plug that in, you gain 2 times 60 minus 18, and you get let me see, it becomes 120 plus, minus 18, sorry. I'm going too fast. 120 minus 18, right? That will give you, what is that, 102? Okay, so that's number of games won. So the way you check this, number of games and won is 6, lost is 60, number one is 102. Do they add to that? Do they add to 162? Of course they do. 162. So it checked out. So let's move on to the next example. Here is the next example here there. So notice that we're moving on. We're moving on fast, man. Basically, if you read this carefully, they're all saying the same thing. You just have to read carefully. What does this one say? This one says a 1 cup serving of orange juice contains 3 mg less than 4 times the amount of vitamin C as 1 cup serving of pineapple juice. That's comparison right there. Servings of the two juices contain a total of 122 mg of vitamin C. How many milligrams of vitamin C are in a serving of each type of juice? Okay, so you see that there. So basically, if you read it carefully, you see this is where you get the comparison style. It contains 3 mg less than 4 servings of the amount of vitamin C as 1 cup serving of pineapple juice right there. That's your Q right there. So you say let X be the number of mg, okay? Mg in mg of vitamin C. Vitamin C in 1 cup, okay? 1 cup in 1 cup serving, okay? In 1 cup serving of pineapple, okay? A serving of pineapple, okay? If that's the case, based on what they said here, orange juice contains 3 mg less than 4 times the amount of vitamin C as 1 cup serving of pineapple. You see? So that means, let me see, 4 times the amount of, so that would be 4x, and then he said, what is that? He says 3 times less, 3 mg less, that would be 3, like that would be the number of mg, okay? Mg, number of mg of vitamin C in 1 cup serving, okay? 1 cup serving of the other juice. What is that juice? Of OJ, orange juice, okay? Alright, so you got that. So you form the equation, man. You see the total they gave you. Just always total somewhere. Your total is right there. The serving of 2 cups, 2 juices, serving of 2 juices contains total of vitamin C of the 2 juices, not 2 cups. They're referring to pineapple and the orange juice, the 2 juices. Okay. So what you say, the same thing we did before. We say x plus 4x minus 3 is equals to 122. That's what is given right there, 122 mg. Alright, so you remove bracket, you have x plus 4x minus 3 is equals to 122. You have 5x minus 3 is equals to 122. You have 5x is equals to 122 plus 3, which is 125, okay? And then you have x is equals to 125 over 5. 125 divided 5, you get 25. Okay. Yeah, if you take 5 and divide 125, you get 5. So x is 5. X is the amount of milligram of vitamin C in 1 cup serving of pineapple juice. Okay. So if that's the case, then the same thing in 1 cup serving of orange juice is 4x minus 3, which will give you, see, 4 times 25 minus 3 What is that? It will be 4,000. That's 100 minus 3. That would be, is that 97? Yeah, that's 97. Okay. So basically, that is saying that one cup serving, okay, 1 cup serving of pineapple, right? Pineapple juice contains a 25 mg of vitamin C. That's what that thing is saying. Okay, and then 1 cup serving of OJ contains 97 mg of vitamin C. Okay. Okay. Since the total is 122, if you add them, if you check it, if you add them 25 plus 97, what will it give you? Will give you will give you one. It should give you 122. Yeah, it checks out. So should give you 122. Yes. Yes. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. Look at this one here. This is an example 10. It says 1 cup serving of pineapple juice has 9 more than 3 times as many calories as 1 cup serving of tomato juice. Servings of the two juices contain a total of 173 calories. How many calories are in a serving of each type of juice? See, the same thing as the one we just did before. You know, you just have to cue in on this. The pineapple juice has 9 more times, 3 times as many calories as 1 cup serving of tomato juice. Okay, so we'll start with tomato. We're gonna start with tomato. How you say it again? Tomato or tomato? Okay. So we'll start with tomato. We'll say let X be the number of calories, right? Calories in 1 cup serving. 1 cup serving of tomato. Okay? Because if that's the case, there's 9 more. Pineapple juice has 9 more than 3 times as many calories as 1 serving of tomato. 3 times as many. So it's 3x 9 more is plus 9. See that? So that's this represent the number of calories in 1 cup. 1 cup serving of pineapple juice. Okay, that's what that's saying. 1 cup serving of pineapple juice. Okay. Okay, so you add them together, you have your number here. If you add them together, you have x plus 3x plus 9 will give you 173. That's all. That's all that is saying. Okay, you remove the bracket, you have x plus 3x plus 9 is equals to 173. 4x plus 9 is equals to 173. For x, you move 9 over and change the sign, it will be 173 minus 9, okay? And that will give you 173 minus 9 will give you 164, okay? Because it's 164, and then you remove 4, divide by 4, you get x is equals to 164 over 4. What do you get there? If you divide that, you get 41. Okay, so we got the serving of the calories, number of calories in 1 cup serving of tomato is tomato gives a number of calories, x equals to 41. Okay, then pineapple juice, we give the number of calories in 1 cup serving of 3x plus 9. That means 3 times 41 plus 9. What is that? So 132. Okay. Yeah, so 132 because, hang on a minute, because 3 times 41 is 3 times 41 is 123. 123 plus 9 is 132. Okay, yeah, it's 132. So once we get that, I think everything checked out, man. Because you see, the total given was what? It was 173. So then we'll say all that stuff we did, those 41 plus 132 equal 173. The answer is yes. It equals 173, yes. The answer is yes. 173 given, you see? So we're done with that one. So we keep plugging in. Alright, here's example number 11. It says that a workout that combines weight training and aerobics burns a total of 371 calories. If weight training burns 2/5 as many calories as aerobics, how many calories does weight training burn? You see, this is the same. It's in the same vein as the other stuff we did. You're always looking for a cue. You see, you look for a cue, and then you use that cue to know what to use as X and know what to use as the other variables. See, so in this case, the weight training burns 2/5 as many calories as aerobics. So that means we're gonna use aerobics as X. That's what that means. You see, okay, because he gives us figure for weight training and then he compares it to aerobics, right? How you say that? Aerobics. So we'll have to say let X be the number of calories, right? Calories, you burn by doing aerobics. Calories burnt by aerobic. Calories burnt by, how you say that? Aerobics. Okay. And then we'll say, if that's the case, then 2/5x, 2/5 of X, right, is the number of calories. Number of calories, burned by weight training. Okay. Weight training. Okay. So all that is saying is, and then they gave us. They gave us the total burned by both of them. Total calories 371. So if you look at this carefully, all the problems are following the same pattern. Okay. So then what we'll have here is X plus 2 over 5x is equals to, what is that, 371. See, that's what that's saying. If we equate that, then we'll solve for x. Okay, so let me write this the way we normally, use trig. I will write this as 5x over 5 plus 2x over 5 is equals to 371. You combine those, they have the same denominator. You combine them, they will have 5x plus 2x over 5 equals to 371. That would be 7x over 5 equals to 371. You see that, right? So that's what is going on there. So if you simplify that, basically you can say this is over 1, right? Then you cross multiply like we normally do. This is the same thing we did many times in the past, okay? You cross multiply that. What do you get? You do 5 times 371, okay? You get, let me see, is 7x, because 1 times 7s is just 7s, equals to, instead of multiplying that, here's what I will do. I take 5 times 371, okay? We'll leave it like that, and then we'll say x is equal, so we'll divide both sides by x. 371 over 7, okay? We'll leave it like that, because why I want to leave it like that is 7 divide 371, it will get 53. So that's basically 5 times 53, which is the same thing as 265. Okay, so x is equals to 265. But anyway, so you get x, which is the number of calories you burn through aerobics. So then the number of calories you burn through weight training is 2 over 5x. It's the number of calories you burn through weight training, okay? You burn that through weight training. Okay, so that means 2 over 5 times 265, okay? That's what that is saying. 2 over 5. When you check that out, you get it will be, let me see, it will be 53. I'm sorry, it will be 2 times 53. If you divide 265 by 5, you get 50. That's 53, sorry. Yeah, I gotta pay attention, because sometimes I'm thinking something else, I write something else. It's 2 times 53, okay? So you multiply that out, you multiply that by 2, and then you get 106, okay? So that's 106. Now, so what this is telling us is the calories burnt. Calories by aerobics, right? Aerobics is 265, and calories by weight training, okay, is 106. Now they say both of them were equal to what? If you put those together, you get 371. So I think it checks out. Check it. 265 plus 106 is equals to, if you add those together, you get, you're gonna get, yes, you get 371. So it checks out. We'll move on to the next one. Now look at this one here. It says that This one here says that the world's largest taco contain approximately 1 kilogram of onion for every 6.6 kilogram of grilled steak. The total weight of these two ingredients was 617.6 kilogram. To the nearest tenth of a kilogram, how many kilograms of each ingredient were used to make the taco? Again, you see what is going on there? They're comparing ingredients from onions and ingredients from steak. You see, so what is given to you there is where is your cue? You gotta take your cue from somewhere. He says the world's largest taco, approximately 1 kilogram of onion for every 1 kilogram. Yeah, that is right there. 1 kilogram for every 6 kilogram of steak. You know, you can. It really doesn't matter. You know, you can choose onions. You say let X be number of kilograms. Yeah, let X be number of kilograms you got from onions, okay? Okay, and then because he said for approximately 1 kilogram of onion for every 6 grilled steak, then for steak, because every kilogram of onion gives you 6.6 kilogram of steak. So then steak will be the number of kilograms in steak. The number of kilograms in steak. In steak will be let's see, it's 6.6x. Okay, that's what that is saying, man. And then they're saying that the total weight of these two ingredients becomes 617.6 kilograms. So basically what they're saying, x plus 6.6x is equals to 617. Yeah, you always want to pay attention to what they're doing, you know. See, that's how they're saying there. Everything is in kilograms. This is in kilogram, the 6.6x, and x is in kilogram too. So you solve for that. When you solve that, don't be fooled by fraction, okay? Never be fooled by fraction. If you add, because this is 1x and this is 6.6x, so that will be 7.6x. I hope you see that. Okay? That's what that would be. To get rid of 7.6, you divide by 7.6. You get x equals to 617.6 over 7.6. That's all. So when you do that, you know we did this in basic arithmetic. You can use long division to find. If you allow calculator, you can use calculator. You see. So it doesn't matter how you find it. Whatever you want the method that you're allowed to use to find it, you use that method to find it, okay? So if you divide this, you will be 81, let me see, 81 point, I think 81 point, I would say 81.3, we'll leave it at 81.3 kilogram. Actually it's 81.26, but we'll round it up. Okay, because we're working with 1 decimal place here, 1 decimal place here. So we'll round it up to 1 decimal place. Okay, so having found that, that X represents the number of kilograms in onions, right? Now, the number of kilograms in steak is 6.6x. So that gives you 6.6 times 81.3. You multiply that out. What do you get? You get, let me see, 81.3 times 6.6, you get 536.6 kilogram. That's what you're gonna get. Is that point? Oh, this is 536. Did I make a mistake? 536. 536. Hang on a minute. I must have made a mistake. 6.6 times 81.3. Yeah, I made it. I think. No, I didn't make a mistake. It's 536.6. That's what you get. Okay. So that means let me see, the total is right there. Okay, so if you check it, this is kilograms contributed by steak. Okay, this one here. So if check it, if you add those two, you add 81.3 plus 536.6. Okay, I think it should. Let me see. What did they give us? Yeah, I don't know, man. All these fractions, man. If you add those two, what do you get? Just give me a minute. You add those to 81.3 plus 536.6, right? Add those, you get 617.9. I don't. That's the same. Well, it's all a little bit over. Our calculation is a little bit over, but it's close. So we check that. We'll leave it there, man. When you're working with fractions, something gives and something gotta give, man. So, but anyway, we'll leave it there. We'll go to the next one. Example 13 says, let's see, I can make this a little bigger. That way you can see it in the video. Says as of 2017, the combined population of China and India was estimated to be 2.7 billion. That's in 2017. If there were about 0.9 as many people living in India as in China, what was the population of each country to the nearest tenth of billion? Okay. You see, you always pick up on that. Pick up on this. This is the comparison. The comparison there. There were 0.9 as many people living in India as in China. So now we're gonna start with China. You say let X be sorry. I dropped something. Just give me a minute. I dropped something. Let X be the population, the number of people living in China, okay? The number of people, okay? That's the population. Number of people in China, okay? And then, because what it says here, we are 0.9 as many people living in India as in China. Then people living in India, what is that? Okay, yeah. 0.9x should be people, people, right? People in India, right? Number of people in India. Okay? That's what that is saying. Alright? Alright. Number of people living in India. Okay. So, basically those two things. Don't hang up on words. Just abbreviate the words and get your equation and going. The most important thing is you solve the equation correctly. These numbers are in billions, okay? What is the total given? 2.7 billion. So basically we have x plus 0.9x is equals to 2.7 billion, okay? So you combine that again, that's 1x. Combine that, you have 1.9x is equals to 2.7. You see that, right? Basically, that's what that is saying. You can change that to, I don't know, man. You can always change that. You can multiply that by 10 if you want to. if you multiply that by 10, multiply both sides by 10. If you multiply both sides by 10 to get rid of the fraction, it's okay. You're not breaking any rule. Then you get, what is that you get? You get, yeah, 19. 19x is equals to 27 billion, okay? And then x, you get rid of 19 on the left. By dividing with 19, you get 27 divided by 19. See? Okay. So that's what you get there. Just to get rid of the decimal point. So x is that. If x is that, that's the population of China. If x is that, that's in billion or not. I mean, these are not in. They're not little numbers. 27 over 19 billion. So it's not a small number. So if that's population in China, then this is the population in India. Okay, India will have, according to our stuff here, 0.92719. So yeah, that's what we'll have there. If you do that, well, I don't know why they put all these fractions, but let's work with it. If you do that, 27 divided by 19 is equals to times 0.9. You get approximately 1.227. Since we're working with one decimal point, let's call it 1.3. Since we're working with that one decimal point there. So you always stay with the decimal point you're working with. You don't want to go to 2 decimal points. So it's approximately 1.3, okay? So that means, basically that means if you, this one, if you put this in fraction, what is that? Let's put that in fraction. What is that? That will be 27, because you know it's in billions, right? 27 divided by 19, it will be 1.4. 1.4, okay? So basically, if you say 1.4 plus, this is check, or we're checking. 1.4 plus 1.3, what do you get there? Is 2.7. See? It's checked out. That's what was giving us 2.7 right there in the problem, sorry. 2.7 right there. You know, so we checked out. We'll move on to the next one, man. Okay. The next one is, we'll read it. The next one says that the value of mean state, what is that? Mean state 63, uncirculated 1950 Jefferson nickel minted at Denver is towards the value of a 1945 nickel in similar condition minted in Philadelphia. Together, the total value of the two coins is $24, right? What is the value of each coin? I don't understand this. The value of a mean state 63 uncirculated 1950 Jefferson nickel minted at Denver is it's twice the value of 1940 nickel. So basically, you have 1950 nickel is cut out all the words, man. What I said, 1953 nickel, right? I don't care where it's minted. It's twice the value of 1945 nickel. They just put a bunch of words to confuse you. You gotta get through the words. So 1950 nickel is twice the value of 19. So we're gonna use 1945 nickel as X. That's what that is telling me. Okay. So let X be the value. Okay, the value of 1945 nickel. Okay. All right. Then it said that 1950 is twice the value of 1940. So 1950 then 1950 has 2x 2x, okay, 2x value. That's all that is saying. So 2x value, represent the 1950 nickel, okay. Don't let the word confuse you, man. We just want to solve the problem without the word getting in our way. A bunch of words, So, and then we'll say x. What is the total they give you? The total value is that. We'll say x plus 2x is equals to 24. That's all. When you read this stuff, just get the words out of your way, because words can be problem, man. People misuse words. They will ignore words when it serves them. So so leave that there. So anyway, we're here to do math, not to do politics, man, or the madness that goes through some workplaces. Let's solve this. You combine the left side, you get what do you get? You get 3x is equals to 24, right? You get rid of 3 by dividing. You say x is equals to 24 divided by 3. So that should be 8, right? That should be 8, because 8 times 3 is 24. That should be 8. So the value of the coin minted in 50, right? 1948. 1948 is not 48. 1945 is 80. What is that? $8, right? So if that's the case, then 1950 nickel has 1950 nickel. Okay, has this value, because we'll have it here. It will be 2x, which is the same thing as 2 times 8. Sorry, 2 times 8 will be $16. So 1 is 8, 1 is 16. Okay, so if you checked, if you add 8 plus 16, what do you get? You get 24, which is what is given right here. Okay, so we're done with that one. Let's move on to another one. Always pay attention to the word. You don't take care of what word will just drive you nuts. So let's move this around a little bit. Move it over here. Yeah, just pay attention when they put a bunch of words in there, because some of those words are unnecessary. You just get through the words. That way you can solve the problem, okay? Now, look at this one. It says US. It says that US. Just give me a minute. It says that US 5-cent coins are made from a combination of nickel and copper. For every 1 pound of nickel, there's 3 pounds of copper used. How many pounds of each metal could be needed to make 50 pounds of 5-cent coins? Okay, again, a bunch of words. You gotta get through the words, okay? For every, why is that doing that? For every 1 pound of nickel, 3 pounds of copper was used. Okay? So that tells you that you say every pound of nickel, 3 pounds. It's comparing nickel and copper. I'm sorry. Yeah, nickel and copper. So, you know what? Let's start. Let's say X be the pounds of nickel used. Okay. Pounds of nickel used. Okay, so you say every pound of nickel, there's 3 pounds of copper. Then that means 3x of copper. 3x copper, was used, right? Okay, that's all that means, man. Okay, so and then it gives you total somewhere. Where is the total? Right there, 560 pounds. So basically, you said x plus 3x is equals to 560. Oh, you gotta cut through the words. Sometimes the words, man. That's one of the reasons why I like mathematics, because mathematics is very brief. They don't introduce too much, a bunch of mumbo jumbo that you meet everywhere you go. It's brief, to the point. You cut out the words, cut out the opinions, you get to the chase, you see. So that's the solution. All that stuff they're saying there, that's all that means. You solve that, you have 4x is equals to 560, okay? X divided by x is equals to 560 divided by 4. What is it? What do you get there? Yeah, that's all that is saying, man. I hate words, man, because sometimes people don't really know what the meaning of the words they're using. Just a bunch of words. If you divide that, you get 140, okay? Alright, so what is our situation here? Then you have the copper. Copper is, according to what we have up there, copper is 3x, meaning 3 times 140, okay? Copper is 3 times 140, and that is equals to, that's what that is saying. That's 420, okay? So basically what that means is we'll have x equals to this, and then copper is that. If you check, you see 140 plus 2 or 4, what was that, 420. How many is there? Let me see. 5. It's 560, man. So you check that. That's what was giving us right there. That's what was giving us in the problem right there. Okay, we're done with that one. We'll move on to the next one, man. So we'll go to the next one. The next one says what? The next one says that a recipe for whole grain bread calls for 1 ounce of rye flour for every 4 ounces of whole wheat flour. Okay, whole wheat and whole grain. Okay, how many ounces of each kind of flour should be used to make a loaf of bread? Weighing 32 ounces. You see, you get that? Okay. A recipe of grain, 1 ounce of rye. Okay, I hope we're doing all this right. Just give me a minute. Let me make it. Okay. So you see comparison there. It compares 1 of flour to 1 ounce of flour to 4 ounces of wheat, whole grain and whole wheat. Okay. So we'll say even the what they call it, rye flour. Let me see. Yeah, rye flour. Okay. I don't know what that meant. Actually, it's rye flour versus whole wheat flour. So we say let x be ounces, okay? Ounces of rye flour. I don't know what that word, rye flour, okay? And then, because for every 1 ounce of rye flour, there's 4 ounces of whole wheat. So it would be 4x would be whole wheat, okay? Whole wheat flour. Okay, is that flour or flour? I don't know. I don't care. So, but they give you total weight of both of them. The loaf of bread that come from both of them is 32 ounces. So basically, what that is saying is x plus 4x is equals to 32. That's all. Because this is in ounce. That's in ounce. So you always gotta pay attention to the, what do you call that, the units. The unit gives everything away. Forget about the words, man. You have ounces here, and you have ounces here, okay? Okay. So if you get away from the words and pay attention to the units to use, then you should be fine. Okay, we'll solve that. Combine that. You have 5x is equals to 32. X is equals to 32 divided by 5. That's all. This one is actually easy if you get through the damn words, man. Anyway, let's do it this way. If you divide 32 with 5, what do you get? Actually, it's okay, 6.4, okay? Because you see, they gave us, let me see, there's no decimal here. I don't know why we should work with decimal when there's no decimal given. It's okay, man. So that means for the whole wheat flour, okay? How you spell wheat? Whole wheat flour, alright? It will be 4s, which means the same thing as 4 times 6.4. Alright? That will give you 25.6. 25.6, okay? Those are in ounces, okay? That's what they're looking for. Because see, that means the whole is 32. So that means if you add 6.4 plus 25.6, what do you get? You get, let me see, 30, you get 31, then you add the decimals, that is 1, you get 32. You see? So 32 ounces. So that checks out right here. See, working with decimal, then you have to put decimal like that. If you do programming, you will notice why all that stuff is important. You can't start with, you can't start with whole number and with decimal, or start with decimal, or, that's not how it works. But anyway, let's keep going. Sometimes this stuff is not completely precise, it's a bunch of confusion. Let's check this one. This one says, it says a medication. I can make this a little, hang on a minute. I can make this a little larger. Make it a little larger like that, no? Okay. It says a medication contains 9 milligram of active ingredient for every 1 milligram of innate ingredient. How much of each kind of ingredient will be containing? We've done this problem before. I remember doing this problem before. I don't know why I'm repeating it again. I've done it in the past, but it's okay. We can do it again. Yeah, we can go ahead and do it again. What is that? Let me see. That's 9 milligram of active ingredient for every 1 milligram. So it's comparing innate ingredient with the active ingredient, inactive ingredient and active ingredient, right? So it gives you 9 milligram for active and 1 milligram for inactive, okay? They call it innate, but it's inactive. That's this. It means the same thing. Okay, so we say let X be the milligram of the number of milligram of innate ingredient, okay? Ingredients. Okay. We'll let that be. And then if that's innate, and then the other one gotta be 9x, you see? 9x is the number of milligram of active, okay? Active ingredient, okay? That's 9x. So you gotta cut through the words and then pay attention to what is given. See, milligram right there, milligram. So basically that means the 250 million, that means x plus 9x is equals to, what is that? 250. Sorry, I'm getting tired. 250 milligram. That's all that means. I think, I'm going to cut this short because I'm getting tired. Once I'm tired, I start making mistakes, a bunch of mistakes. So that's what that means right there. Okay. So you combine the left side, you have 10x is equals to 250. X is equals to 250 over 10, okay? You divide these out, you get 25. That's all that means, man. So since the inactive ingredient is 25, the active ingredient right here should be active ingredient. Ingredient should be 9x, which goes to be 9 times 25. Okay, which is the same thing as 225. Okay, so basically based on what we told, 250 is the total. So if you put 25, you check this. If you put 25 plus 225, what do you get? You get 250. That's what you get, and it checks out. All right, so we'll move on. We'll move on to the next one, okay? We'll move on to the next one. Okay, look at this one. I'll make it a little larger, and I think I can move it. Just give me a minute. Move it back this way. Expand it. I want to make sure everybody can see it. Expand it a little bit. Okay, let's read that. It says, an office manager booked 55 airline tickets. He booked 7 more tickets on American Airlines than United Airlines. That's your cue, that right there. 7 more American Airlines than United, okay? On Southwest Airlines, he booked 4 more than twice. Now there are a lot of comparison going on. 4 more than twice many tickets as United. Oh, all right. So there are 2 comparisons going on. How many tickets did he book each airline? There are 3 things going on, but I still one variable, okay? I think this stuff is still one variable. So you can't use 2 variables. So there are 3 things being compared. One is the total he booked is 55 airline tickets. They say he booked 7 more on American Airlines than United. And then they say on Southwest Airlines he booked 4 more than twice as many tickets on United. So they're comparing what he booked in Southwest Airlines with what he booked in United. And then they compare what he booked in United with what he booked in so it's a chain of comparison, man. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful on the one you're starting with. Okay, let's follow the logic. He booked 7 more on American Airlines than United. We say let X be what he booked in. Be number booked in United, okay? All right. So then, if that's what he booked in United, they say he booked 7 more tickets on American Airlines. So he booked 7. Let me see. No. That's not it. Just give me a minute. I'm getting tired. He booked X. That's 7 more. 7 more in American Airline, okay? In American. And then Southwest is introduced. He said he booked 4 more than twice as many as United. 4 more than twice as many as United. What is it? United is X. twice as many as United is that, and then 4 more is this. You see that? You gotta read that very carefully, man. If you read that very carefully, that's what you will get. So we got that. This is Southwest. Don't worry about making a complete sentence. Just what we care about is this. That's all we care about. If you can get it all together, you're good to go. Okay? Because that will tell you what it means. You see? So we'll have x. What is the total right there? We'll have x plus 7 plus 2x plus 4. That's what they're saying. Is equals to 55. That's all they're saying there, man. That's all they're saying there, man. They're not saying more than that. So you combine the left side and equate it to 55, you're ready to go. That's it. You know. So you save, let me see, 2x plus 7 plus 2x. Just keep your eyes on the constant and variable. And then you have 4x plus 11 is equals to 55. You see that? Then you have 4x is equals to 55 minus 11, which is 44, yeah? Okay. And then you get rid of 4 on the left side, you get x is equals to 44 divided by 4. You get 11. Alright? You see that, right? Okay, so x is 11. If x is 11, then you walk backwards. This is Southwest. This is American. What he booked in American, what he booked in Southwest, okay? So, American, what he booked in American, what he booked in Southwest, okay? Yeah, just put enough information to understand what you're doing. What he booked in American is x plus 7, which is the same thing as 11 plus 7. What he booked in Southwest is 2x plus 4, right? Which is the same thing as 211 plus 4. So this is equals to what? This is 18, and this is 22 plus 4. That will give you 26. You see that? You see all that, right? Let me get a red pen. So this is one. This is let me see. This is another one, and this is another one. You see it there? It's kind of a little bit convoluted, but that's what is going on there. It's nothing hard. You just have to follow the logic, and then you end up where we ended up. So basically, he booked 18 tickets in American Airlines. He booked 11 tickets in, what is the first one? United. And he booked 26 tickets, 26 in Southwest. That's all that is saying, man. It's not saying more than that, man. It's not actually saying anything. It's not saying anything more than that. Let me see. That's all that is saying. Let me see. Just give me a minute. That's all that is saying. Because if you look at the way things broke down, 11 tickets in United, 26 in Southwest. If you add all those, how many did he start with? Let me see, 55. If you add all those, you add 11 plus 18 plus 26. What do you get? You get 55. You should add up to 55, right? That's what basically what that thing is saying. If you add up, then we're done. You know, you add it up. and he did. It's 55, and then we're done with that problem. It's not. That's no more. We don't split here. We'll just move on. Okay. So we'll go to the next problem. I don't know, man. I think I'm so tired now. Let me finish this and then I'll leave it till tomorrow. Maybe I submit this and just tomorrow I go to, because everything we're doing now is a linear equation in one variable. So tomorrow I can go to two variables. I can do a little bit more one variable. I don't know. Or I can just wait and combine all of them. It really doesn't matter. Let's read that. What does that say? It says a mathematics textbook editor spent 7.5 hours making telephone calls, writing emails, and attending meetings. See, he's doing three things: phone calls, emails, and meeting, right? Phone calls, emails, and meeting. And he spent 7.5 hours. Then they say she spent twice as much time attending meeting as making phone calls, and 0.5 hour longer writing emails than making telephone calls. How many hours did she spend on each? You see, this is like this United, the American Airlines, and the Southwest. See, the same thing. They're comparing three things. It's a chain of comparison. So you just have to follow the logic. See what they're comparing. Okay? We'll start the way we did it before. They say this is the total, right? That's the total right there. But they say she spent twice as much attending meeting as making telephone calls, okay? That's the first comparison there. So if we say let X be time, okay? Spent making phone call. Spent on phone calls, okay? Because that's the first comparison given to us there. And then she spent twice as much time attending meeting. That means 2x was used attending meeting, okay? Well, let's not put a bunch of words. We know what they're saying. We don't need to multiply the word, man. I just so 2x is for meeting, man. That's the time she spent doing meeting, okay? And then they do further comparison. They say then 0.5 hours longer writing email than making telephone call. So they're still referring to telephone calls. So it's 0 longer. Alright, 0 longer. So what does that mean? So she spent X making phone calls. So then it's let me see. It's that she spent longer. Okay, she spent X plus 0.5 hour, right? Yeah, that's what that means. Longer. So it's longer doing email, okay? She's doing emails, meetings, phone calls, okay? So they say all that stuff added together give you 7.5 hours. Everything is in hours. So basically what they're saying is if you say plus 2x plus x plus 0.5 will give you 7.5 hours. I think that's that's the equation they want us to form. That's it. That's the equation they want us to form. So you combine the variables and you combine the constants on the left. So what do you get? Combine that, you get 1 here, 1 there, 2 here, that you get 4. 4x plus 0.5 is equals to 7.5. So 4x is equal to 7.5 plus 0.5. See what is going on? Okay, so that's 8.0. 4x is 8.0, okay? you divide by 4. What do you get? You get x equals to 8.0 over 4, so you get 2.0. See, when you work with decimal, you can't just cut off the 0.0, you gotta leave it there. So but I know it's on textbook they cut things off, but once you introduce decimal there, you have to keep working with decimal until the end. See, if you do programming, you will see that stuff in action, so, but anyway, this is what we got. I don't know if we did it right. I don't know if I did it. Wait a minute. What did I do? This is that. This is if you. Oh no, I made a mistake. Sorry. I think I made a mistake. Forget about this. That's a mistake I made here. That's a mistake. I told you when I get tired, man, I start making mistakes. I just caught it now. Okay. See, remember when you move the thing to the other side, this is plus here. This is negative 0.5. Okay. Sorry. And that would be equals to 7.0. That's 4x equal, because you subtract 0.5. Then you say x equals to 7.0 over 4. See, that's what you get there. 7 over 4. I don't know if you want to carry out the division or just leave it like that. I don't know. But if you carry out the division, since they're working with decimal, 7 divided by 4 will give you 1.75. Okay, since we're working with hours, it's okay. Okay, that's 1.75 hours. That's what you get for x. If you get that, then you go back. You go back to this and to that for meeting. Okay, you get that. It's a meeting. The time she spent in meeting is 2x, which will give you 2 times 1.75, okay? And the time she spent emailing people, right? Let me see. Yeah, you got x plus 0.5, which is the same thing as, let me see, what is that? X is 1.75 plus 0.5. So you simplify all those two things. What do you get? I'm telling you, I'm getting really tired. This is 3.5, and this one here is what is that thing there? It's hang on a minute. It gotta be 1.75 plus 0.5, right? It gotta be 225. That's what you get there. So basically, see, the email took that, meeting took that, and then this one is phone calls right there. Phone calls took that. So, but she had a total of 7.5. So the way you check it, will all of them add up to 7.5? This I'm sorry, what is this thing doing, man? This is a phone call, meeting, and then email 2.5. No, 2.25. 2.25. So you add all that, what will you get there? If you add all of them, because they should add to what you started with. If they don't add to that, then there's a mistake. Okay? And actually, let me see. Did we make a mistake somewhere? Hang on a minute, hang on. If they're not adding up, then we messed up somewhere. That's all that is telling us. It has to add. Okay? Yeah, he added. I think it was me making a mistake. So that added to 7.5. Let me see, 7.5 hours. That was given us earlier. So it checks out. So what we're gonna do, let's leave this thing. What's wrong with mine? Yeah, see, I'm tired. Let's leave this till, I think I will continue here tomorrow. We'll wait till tomorrow, okay? Alright, here's example number 20. It says that a party-length submarine sandwich that is 59-inch long is cut into 3 pieces. See the picture there? You see the picture there? So it's cut. They cut it. I hope you see they cut it here. They cut it here. So see, that's what that's 3 pieces there. Okay, the middle piece is 5-inch longer than the shortest piece, and the shortest piece is 9-inch shorter than the longest piece. How long is each piece? You see? Well, again, this is like the other problem we're solving. What they do, they're comparing 3 things. We've seen it before. Yeah, they're comparing 3 things. You take your cue as soon as you come from here. The middle piece is longer than the shortest piece. Okay, you take your cue there. The middle piece is longer than the shortest piece. So we're gonna start with shortest piece, okay? See, that gives us a cue where to start. We'll say let x be, let me see, let x be the length, okay? Length of shortest, okay? Length of shortest piece. Okay, see, the middle piece is 5-inch longer than the shortest piece. Okay, so once we get that, then we'll say, basically it means you can say then x plus, because it's 5-inch longer, plus 5, plus 5 each. Yeah, I mean 5-inch. This this is the length, okay? This is the length. Why am I spelling length like that? Just give me a minute. That's wrong, man. That's wrong. I keep doing the same thing. Length is spelled like that. Okay. This is the length of length of middle piece. Okay, middle. This is shortest. This is middle piece. So this is x plus. See the picture, x plus 5. And then what does it show about the other piece? The shortest piece is 9-inch shorter than the longest piece. Okay, see the middle piece is 5-inch longer, and the shortest piece is 9-inch shorter. So then we'll have another x. Let me see. X is the shortest piece, and then the middle piece is 5 inches longer than the shortest, and then the shortest piece is 9-inch shorter than the longest. 9-inch shorter. You gotta be very careful there. Yeah, be careful, because the war is gonna get you. So you see what they're doing. This is the this is the shortest piece, which is x. This is the middle piece. They said the middle piece is 5-inch longer than the shortest piece, and then they also say that the shortest piece is 9-inch shorter than the longest piece. You see that? So that means this is describing the longest piece, okay? So we're not gonna describe shortest piece again. We describe the longest piece. So that means, see, they designed this to confuse. Okay, so we'll have to say x plus 9. I will explain that to you. Is length of longest. Yeah, that's longest, right? I'm sorry. Yeah, sometimes they use the word to try to confuse, you know, longest piece. Longest piece. I will explain it to you. Because he says the shortest piece is 9 inch shorter than the longest piece. That means the longest piece is 9 inch longer than the shortest piece, because this is the shortest piece here, shortest piece here, shortest piece here. So the second equation says that the middle piece is 5 inch longer, right? And that would be that. And the shortest piece is here. See, they try to, you know, make it a little bit hard to understand, but I know what they're saying. They're saying that the shortest piece is 9 inch shorter. That means longest piece is 9 inch longer than the shortest piece. That's what we did here. This is the length of so you gotta get that. Make sure you understand that, man. And then what is the total given? 59 inch. The whole thing is 59 inch, man. So if that's the shortest piece, that's the middle piece, then this one should be x plus 9. See, the way it's worded can be confusing. This is 9 inch longer than that, and this is 5 inch longer than that. Okay. All right. So once you get all these, you add them. See, once you get all them, once you understand all this, then the rest is easy. You add this x plus 5, and you add that x plus 9. You know, you add that like that. All this is, all of them equals to 59 inches. See, the stuff is in inches. That's all. So you remove bracket on the left and combine. If you remove bracket on the left and combine, you have x plus 5 x. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep jumping the gun here. X plus 9. Okay. It's equals to 59. Okay. Notice that's 1x. Let me change the color. That way you can see it. Be careful. This is 1x, 1x, 1x. Okay. So if you combine all that, you have 3x plus, right? 3x plus 14. You see it, right? It's equals to 59. And then it's 3x is equals to 59 minus 14. And then what is that? 59 minus 14 is 45, okay? Alright? Yeah, it's 45. Then you divide everything with 3. You get x is equals to 45 divided by 3. And that will give you 3, will clean that up, give you 15, okay? So you have x equals to 15. That's the first. Once you get that, then you go back. You go back to the rest of the stuff. The stuff you equate, the things you formed over here. You go back there and try to, try to have them. Okay. So the stuff you formed over there. So this is this thing here. This is shortest, okay? Shortest piece. You need to understand what that means, okay? Now you're gonna look for middle piece, okay? Middle piece, and then you're gonna look for longest piece, okay? That's all. So the middle piece is x plus 5, which will give you 15. It will give you 15, okay? 15 plus 5, because x is 15. That's 20, okay? And then the longest piece will give you x plus 9. That the same thing as x is 15. 15 plus 9. That will give you. That will give you what? It will give you 24. You see that? Okay. So the way you can check it is let me see, 15 plus 20 plus 24. Do they add to, would they add to 59? Yes, they do. Yes, they are 59. So that's checked out. Let's move on to the next one. I hope you see that, right? So that's what is going on there. This is another sandwich, man. All right, look at the example number 21. The program I'm using is running a little sluggish. I think maybe because this stuff is so huge. So you know what I will do? I will do this one and then we'll close the video. I will go to part 2. Okay? So look at that. It said a 3-foot long daily sandwich must be split into 3 pieces so that the middle piece is twice as long as the shortest piece. And the shortest piece is what is that? 8 inches shorter than the longest piece. How long should the 3 pieces be? Again, they're comparing. You notice they're comparing 3 things. We've done several of something like this. The previous example is the same thing. They're comparing 3 pieces. Always keep that in mind. We have a lot of problems that compare 2 pieces. Now we've seen a lot of problems comparing comparing 3 pieces, right? So just see, make sure you understand how that is solved, and then you can think through it. I mean, they can compare 4 pieces too. It doesn't matter. You just have to follow the logic of the problem. You see. So let's knock this out, and then we'll close this video, and we'll move on to part 2. Because I don't want the whole thing to crash. If the whole thing crashes, then I'm gonna lose all the work I did. Well, I may be able to retrieve, but I don't want to go through that. So we'll finish with this one, and then I figure out what is wrong with my program. See, maybe I can use another program that allow me to go longer. You shouldn't be acting like this. But anyway, so we read that. We got 3 parts, right? We got 3 parts to this problem. So we look at it carefully. See, the initial part, you gotta, you have a 3. See, let me see. See right here, the longest. Let me see. What is the total length? How long should the 3 pieces be? Okay. They don't give you the 3 pieces. So basically, you're gonna look for the longest. Hang on a minute. Am I reading it wrong? How long should the 3 pieces be? You got 8 inch. You got 8 inch right there. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm reading it wrong. I'm looking for number, but the number is in word. See, be careful. See, 3 feet long daily sandwich. 3 feet. That's why I was wondering, what is that? Where did I see that? It's 3 feet. The word will get you. Okay, so the length of the whole thing is 3 feet. So sometimes you gotta look at the picture. I was looking for the number, but the number is written in words. That's why I was getting confused. So let's see what the comparison they did. It says the middle piece is twice as long as the shortest piece. See, that's your clue right there. So you're gonna start with the shortest piece. You say let x be the length of shortest piece. Okay, shortest piece. So if that's the case, the middle piece is twice as long. So that's 2x, the middle piece. Try to cut through all the damn words, man. If you cut through all the damn words, you should be fine. And then what is that? The shortest piece again compared with the longest piece. You say the shortest piece is 8 inch shorter. So that means the longest piece is 8 inch longer. That's all that means, man. We saw that in the previous problem, okay? So that means the longest piece is x plus 8, okay? You always keep your keep your eyes on the ball, because we already know the shortest. So we'll need to know the longest. The shortest is 8 inch shorter. That means the longest is 8 longer. Okay, 8 inch longer. So once you get that, then your form equation is x plus what is that? 2x plus x plus. You can do it like this. Yeah, that way you can see it clearly. It's equals to 3 foot. That's what that's saying. 3 foot. I think let's work with inches. We'll call it 36 inches because everything is in inch. Okay. So we'll combine the left. The left side has x plus 2x plus x plus 8 is equals to 36 inch. So you combine all the x. See, the x becomes, let me see, what is that? 4, yeah, becomes 4x plus 8 is equals to 36. 4x is equals to 36 minus 8. Okay, what is that? 36 minus 8 is 28, okay? So we'll have, we'll get rid of 4 on the left side. We have x is equals to 28 over 4. If, yeah, 4 will go into 28, you get 7. So notice what we just did. The shortest piece is 7. With that information, then you can find this here. See? So the middle piece is 2x, which is the same thing as 7, 2 times 7, okay? That's 14. Okay, the longest piece is, what is that? X plus 8. X plus 8. That means, given that we have that means 7 plus 8, that's equals to what? Equals to 15. You see that? Yeah, that's what we did. See, so the best way we can check, which is okay, see if we did it right, is say you add the shortest, middle, plus middle, and then plus, let me see, plus longest, okay? They must be equal to 36. So we'll say 7 plus 14 plus 15. What is that? That's 29. Yeah, it's 36, man. Okay, so it's checked out. So we're done with that. Let's close this down. Then we'll start where the next video will start where we start, because my program is acting funny. I don't know why. I'll mess with that a little later. So please subscribe to my channel, like and share this video. If you have any question, leave it down there. Under this video, I will get to it as soon as I can. Thanks for coming. I'll see you in the next video.